What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Sweet Science Tube. Let's get to it. Alright, man, so we have some bad news. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see a contract for the Davis versus Garcia. You know, Steven Espinoza finally came out and he addressed the situation. And he was addressing the fact that Oscar De La Hoya was saying that they have until Monday to get him a contract or they are moving on. Steven Espinoza was basically just talking about how he don't understand what the problem is on why this guy is saying this, because it's not unusual for a contract to get signed later on during the fight. To get signed later on, you know, after a fight is verbally agreed upon. He came out and said, yeah, there was no contract. There wasn't a contract. He said that both sides got together and they agreed. They verbally agreed. He said that PBC, Showtime, DAZN, they got together. And Golden Boy Promotions. He said all of them got together. And each side was like, okay, I agree. Okay, I agree to that. Yes, I agree to that. But there was no contract. It was just an exchange of agreement. I'm sorry, it was an exchange of terms. That's what it was called. That's what he called it, an exchange of terms. So it wasn't an actual contract. It was just them laying down the terms and see who agreed to this, who don't agree to this. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with this right here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But he said that they all came to an agreement, to a verbal agreement. That doesn't mean that it was a physical contract. They just came to a verbal agreement. So he said he don't understand now why all of a sudden De La Hoya is acting like, you know, that it's unusual that they haven't gotten a contract yet. You know. Now I think what he's doing, what Steven Espinoza is doing at Showtime and PBC, I think they're trying to wait and see what's going to happen with Tank with this with his court date. Now Chris Manners came out and said that he has a trial in mid-February. I don't really know if he actually got an actual trial in mid-February or if there's a court date in mid-February. I'm not too sure for the hit and run back in 2021 that he was charged with a hit and run back in 2021. So I don't know if it's an actual trial date, a court date, or actual trial going to happen. I don't think an actual trial is going to happen. Maybe just a trial date going to be set probably. So I'm thinking that PBC trying to wait until that happens. They trying to see what's going to happen with this trial date, and you know what I'm saying, all this stuff that he got going on, his legal issues. So that's what the whole thing was. That's most likely what the whole thing is really about. And he's, you know what I'm saying, just giving he also told the people, he was saying that sometimes, you know, a contract will get signed a week of the fight. You know what I'm saying? It gets signed the week of the fight. So Oscar De La Hoya wants a physical contract now, whereas Steven Espinoza saying, hey, we already agreed, so there's no need to rush this contract. You know? And I do agree, there is no need to rush it. I mean, if you guys already agreed to the terms, you know what I'm saying? Even if they were only just financial terms, they already agreed to some type of terms. So, I mean, I agree with Espinoza. I don't see why the contract, you know, why he rushing it this quickly. But I also understand where Oscar De La Hoya coming from. We don't want this to just drag out either. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's saying, where's this contract? Because he also don't want it to drag out and, you know what I'm saying, just have Ryan waiting. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting to fight somebody. And, you know what I'm saying, his next fight supposed to be Tank. He don't want his fighter just sitting there waiting because, you know, they got money to make as well. And honestly, Ryan Garcia, he don't necessarily need Tank to make money. This would be his biggest fight if he were to fight Tank. This would be his biggest fight. But let's be real, he don't necessarily need Tank. Just like Tank don't necessarily need him. Tank has already proven to sell out pay-per-views without Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Now, Ryan Garcia haven't done it, but everybody already know that he's a pretty, you know what I'm saying, he's a star, you know, he's a superstar, so he definitely could do it. So that's, you know, that's where they at right now. So unfortunately, we probably most likely not going to see a contract. They're not going to see a contract, and we're not going to see them sign a contract. So this fight, there's a good possibility that this fight could be delayed, especially if Oscar De La Hoya was being serious about moving on. Let's just hope that he would just, let's just hope that it was an empty threat, and let's hope that he was only saying it to make Steven Espinoza and them move a little more quickly. Let's hope that he wasn't serious about it. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'll be back with another video.